So Portland, Oregon's recriminalization rollout includes jail for suspects caught at night or on the weekends. It's 8:05. You got a little something on you. You got a little possession going on there. We're going to have to throw you in jail. It's only one problem. Yeah, let's get into it. Here we go. What do you think that might be? What do you think that one problem might be? Think the police are really going to take everybody that they catch with a little bit of something on them and toss them in jail? Yeah. No. Oregon is set to recriminalize you-know-what on September 1st, but lack of deflection center complicates implementation in Portland. There's no place to take these people. You can't stick them all in jail. You don't have the ability to do that. Your jails would be overflowing like that. Anybody with any kind of possession it could go to jail between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. I mean, that is so arbitrary. It's like, we need to keep the evenings. We need to clean up the evenings. So let's this whole thing, Portland, Oregon, what did you think would happen when you took everything that had been, criminalized at one time, which it should be, because anybody that's reasonable understands that if you allow folks to just go out and do all kinds of you-know-what shenanigans, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, it's just going to get really bad. And that's literally what happened. And people in Portland are sitting around going, it's so weird. I don't get it. I don't understand why this just spiraled out of control when we gave people the option to make choices and they just went into this massive addiction. I don't get it. I honestly don't understand. Yeah, it's this compassion, this blind compassion, and this idea that, let's be real progressive. Let's be real progressive and let's just decriminalize everything and it'll work out great. It'll just be justice reform. And, that war on drugs was bad. So let's go the opposite way and we'll just let anything happen. And then we're here. Yeah, we're here. Yeah. So, yeah. Weird that it took this long, right? 3 years. People caught in possession in Portland, Oregon between 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and on weekends. It sounds like store hours, right? Okay, all right, or catch you on the weekend. Therefore, you got a little stint in jail. And on weekends, may be arrested and taken to jail starting next week, September 1st, according to police. They've got enough issues in Portland. Taking the homeless, taking the whacked out drug addicts to jail. This is all talk. This is all, hey, let's do something, because what we've got going on is so crazy horrific that it's impacting so many layers of society, specifically in Portland. Your downtown core is just a mess. You've got neighborhoods that have just been overrun. You got encampments out the wazoo, just crazy numbers of encampments. You've allowed this in the name of progress, in the name of being progressive. You've allowed all of this to take place. So now you're trying to do something. Let's arrest them from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and on weekends. Don't forget the weekends, because Saturday, Sunday, people just getting really going on the weekends. It's a temporary solution as Multnomah County works to get a deflection center up and running to offer people suspected of low-level possession the option of treatment over jail once become recriminalized on September 1st, the Oregonian reported Monday. So, arresting folks and then threatening them with, hey, if you don't take the option of treatment, we're going to put you in jail. 10 times out of 10, any addict is going to say, yeah, I don't believe you. Just going to keep doing my thing. And they're not going to go to jail. They're not going to go, and they're certainly not going to treatment. Because, we've seen time and time and time again, these folks giving the offer. I'm not saying you shouldn't give them the offer. You should. But don't expect miracles. And I think that's where this whole progressive notion comes into play, that if we just, they're good people. They're strong people. Deep down inside, they're good people. And they might be. But their addiction, their mental illness, whatever it is, has gotten in the way of them being able to make a reasonable decision. And so in that case, you have to start making decisions for people. And when you throw in jail, That's not going to work. They're not going to go, oh, good Lord, I don't want to go to jail. Maybe I'll take treatment. These are not folks. These are not weekend warriors. These are 100% professional addicts and mentally unstable at that most of the time. Oregon pioneered. Oh, it was pioneering. It was groundbreaking. It was trend setting. Oregon pioneered the nation's first decriminalization law. Make it all legal. It's good. We'll have less overdoses. Yeah, right. How'd that work out? Which took effect in early 2021 because decriminalizing everything and criminalizing policing was a really hot topic right after that whole fentanyl Floyd deal, right? It was just, oh yeah, this is great. We're going to defund the police. We're going to, decriminalize all these things and it's going to be utopia, comrade. Utopia. But soaring overdose deaths. Weird. Soaring overdose deaths and rampant public drug usage. Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound good, does it? No. And the rest of us predicted that. Anybody that's reasonable just kind of looked at that and went, oh, this is going to work out good. I mean, how many years is this going to take? 5? 3. Happened that quick, right? Same damn thing, same darn thing in Seattle. Decriminalizing is great. It's going to be great. Your addiction is going to go down. Oh, it went up. Weird. Didn't see that one coming. Accused quickly turned voters against the measure, numerous polls showed. It's measure 110. Measure 110. What did you think would happen? And there's always all these studies and these ridiculous counselors that come out in supporting legalization. Harm reduction states that, you know what, if you can just get people into housing, they'll make their own decision and they'll make a good decision. Vast majority of time, all of the folks in the encampments, they don't want to go to treatment because treatment's brutal, especially for the stuff that these folks are on. This spring, Democratic Governor Tina Kotek signed a bill creating a new misdemeanor possession charge and giving those caught with small amounts of stuff a choice they can undergo a treatment or go to jail for up to 6 months. Okay. All right. I call nonsense. Nobody's going to jail. You're not putting addicts in jail. You're just not. You're just not doing that. You're not. This is all paper tiger talk. This is big talk. Oh yeah, you're going to jail. No, you're not. That's just not happening. Treatment includes a behavioral health screening and participation in state-funded deflection programs. You've got all these deflection programs. Instead of going to jail, you can go to treatment. How's that working out statistically long term? But a shortage of nurses, there's always a shortage of something, isn't there? Yeah. Shortage of nurses has delayed the opening of Multnomah County's deflection center until at least mid-October, local outlets previously reported. The county will instead deploy mobile outreach specialists alongside police to refer those caught with, to services. Okay. All right. What always comes to mind to me is you go to one of these encampments, they're doing drugs on the sidewalk. They could care less what you think of them doing their thing. And they are not in a mental state where they can make a decision that qualifies as reasonable because shenanigans. You've allowed their shenanigans to take place for years and years. And then all of a sudden, hey, did you hear that stuff you got in your pocket right there? That's illegal. Shouldn't be doing that. It's going to kill you. They could care less. They see somebody who's had an OD and guess what they ask? Who sold that to them? Because I want to go get some. Because that's the good stuff. That's the strong stuff. You see that storyline, that narrative all the time because it's true. They don't believe that it's going to take their life. And it probably won't till they hit that one dose and then kablooey, they're done. And then somebody's always got Narcan to, put it up their nose, get them cleaned out for a split second before they go right back out and score again. Those peer specialists are only on duty from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the week, though, the Oregonian reported. Okay. So you've got peer specialists. You can talk to people, get them into treatment, whatever. but they're only on duty during normal business-ish hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Isn't it from 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. where now that's when you can get arrested and go to jail? So, yeah, the whole thing makes no sense, does it? Portland is trying to do something. They're trying to do something. And I get it. But the real issue is a lot of these people probably do belong in jail. And a lot of these people straight up belong in mental institutions. And a lot of these people straight up need to be in recovery probably first. But until you push people into those situations, and by that, I mean involuntarily commit them to mental treatment center, detox treatment center, or jail, not much is going to happen. We're always trying to go down that, well, we just need to deflect. We just need to deflect a little bit. We need to deflect their bad actions because deep down, these people are good people. Maybe not. Maybe they're just straight up criminal. Maybe they're an 8-time felon. Maybe they're just a whacked out addict. And a lot of this has happened because we've been so progressive in going down these roads of, it's not going to happen. It'll be good. People make good decisions at some point in time in their lives. Maybe, maybe not. And it's the maybe not that I think citizens are recognizing now. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Maybe Measure 110, gotta say, seems like it's been a failure. Whew, how do we get out of this one? It's all these social experiments, right? Social experiment. Hey, let's decriminalize and see what goes on. A lot of people are dying, and a bunch of other people we have to throw in jail. And people who are contacted outside those hours, my direction is going to be that they'll be taken to jail, Portland Police Chief Bob Day said at a public safety meeting one day. I don't think cops got enough to worry about in Portland. I don't think a simple possession is going to, bog down their day and take these folks to jail. I just don't see that happening. I just don't. I don't think that's a thing. But whatever. Let's go ahead and, kid ourselves. This is what we're doing, and this is going to work. Multnomah County Circuit Judge Michael Greenlick, he expressed concerns about the different consequences for people after hours, calling it very problematic from just a basic equal protection or fairness standpoint. That's 8:05, got to arrest you. Yeah, but that guy did it at 7:55. Well, we had somebody to work with them then. Now we don't. After 8. You really see that panning out? Police Bureau, which has struggled with staffing levels, don't have enough cops because you defunded the police. Plus, you don't like police in Portland, just like Seattle doesn't like police. And so as a result, you've got slow response times to service calls. You got slow response times to everything because you don't have enough police to cover basic public safety. It's also trying to figure out how long to wait for the peer specialists to arrive during weekdays. Yeah, so the cops have things to do. They have criminals to bust. They have addicts to now take to jail. So they need to move along with their day. They need to get a move on. They've got a schedule to keep. They got stuff to do. They've got homeless fires to go investigate. Now, they've got all kinds of stuff to do, and they get stuck just spinning their wheels on this kind of stuff. Instead of not allowing this to take place in the beginning, not having a Measure 110, because in communities where you have reasonable laws, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. And so from a progress standpoint, how's that progress working out? Well, we got to do a U-turn, and all that progress we had, got to just backtrack on that because, man, this social experiment did not work out. Didn't see that one coming. We thought that, if we make everything legal, people just walk away from it and go, yep, no, you're bad. Just say no. What did you think would happen? Seriously, what did you think would happen? Well, we looked at some studies and we talked to some specialists and they thought it would be a good idea. And so we did. Yeah. And now you're doing a 100% turn. It's kind of like Kamala Harris with the whole concept of, hey, let's get that wall up. Where's that wall? All of a sudden, she's done that 180, right? hey, immigration's a big deal, and I'm about to, run for president. And yeah, people don't like the way that I handled the border crisis as I was the border czar, and I didn't really do anything. So now I have to appear as though I'm cracking down. Now Portland's got to crack down on an issue that it shouldn't have had in the first place, but because it's so progressive, here we are. We're having discussions about what's a reasonable amount of time to wait, not only on behalf of officers, but also based on behalf of the individuals and case law. Like, how long can we stand there with somebody in handcuffs or in the backseat of a police car waiting for behavioral health specialists to show up? Day said at a meeting. Probably a long time, I'm guessing. I don't know. What's the state mandated wait time? That's what they're trying to figure out, right? Overdose deaths in Oregon surged from 800 in 2020 to about 1,400 in 2022. Hey, that's progress right there. It's going up, right? That's progressive. No. It's according to data from the CDC and prevention. Decriminalization advocates point out that fatal overdoses surged across the country beginning in early 2020, not just in Oregon. Do you think that might have had to do with something, open borders and just a rampant amount of what coming across the border? Do you think? Because where's a lot of the drugs coming from that are killing people? Yeah, not just in Oregon. With many analysts attributing the spike to isolation and despair during the coronavirus pandemic. And also a sense of lawlessness. Lawlessness, right? Because that whole fentanyl Floyd thing, that coincided with the whole pandemic happening, right? May of 2020, the pandemic really kicked in spring of 2020. Kind of late winter, spring. We had the shutdown in March of 2020. And then it was like there was a switch that was just flipped. You had all kinds of criminal activity just spike. The overwhelming majority of ODs are now attributed to fentanyl, which comes across a wide open southern border. Even though one of our presidential candidates says that we had a closed border during this time. Yeah, how closed was it? Yeah. How many million people have come into the country during the current administration? Millions and millions and millions. Yeah, interesting. All right. That's it for me on this one. The reversal in Portland it's happening September 1st. September 1st. So expect big changes to happen. Expect a big turnaround. No, it's going to be much of the same. Much ado about nothing. This whole going to jail thing will absolutely fail as well. Maybe it'll be a slight deterrent, but probably not much. Because all the folks you've got out there doing their thing now, they're just used to doing what they're doing. And they're not going to be afraid of jail because they know, again, it's a paper tiger thing. They're not going to jail. Hey, if you call this hotline, you can avoid a misdemeanor charge and, avoid that $100 fine. Literally measure 110. That's what got Portland in the mess here in the first place. That's it for me. Thanks again for being here. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.